Tigers blow out the Lions and now get ready for Southeastern Conference play. We're breaking down the film on the Hannacast.
The Hannacast, a weekly LSU football film study with Charles Hanagriff and former LSU tight end Richard Dixon. Now to break down the Tiger tape, here's Charles and Richard.
And we welcome you into another edition of the Hannacast. I'm Charles Hanagriff along with Richard Dixon. LSU with a 56-10 win over Southeastern. Rich, these games are really not much in the way of a lot of drama, but they do serve a purpose as far as getting some things done. And what LSU wanted to get done was to make sure Garrett Nussmeier was back to health and operating at full speed, and I think we saw a lot of evidence that that's the case.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of the good things he did. He really spun the ball really well, was quick, made some throws down the field. And this is a tough one of those games because when you watch this game, there's not much you can do to impress me. You're playing against Southeastern. It's stuff you should be doing. It's way easier to get, aggravated watching these games and get excited, but I think it went a pretty good Saturday.
We've even got a couple of plays with some younger players that we'll take a look at here. So let's start off with this play. This is a third down and 4 at the Southeastern 6-yard line. There's about a little under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter of this game, and Caden Durham is going to make the first down, but he's not going to get in the end zone here.
Yeah, it's one where, it's a first down run where you get 5 yards, and we're going to be happy with that. But when people are questioning what we're doing in the run game, people have questioned play calling. This is one of those plays that's really set up very well. There's a good hole. I think he could have probably walked into the end zone on this one, but gets a little bit skittish early on and busted out to the left.
I said third down and 4. Am I reading this right?
I read it wrong. You're right.
Okay. It's third down and 4. All right. Let's watch it here from the side view first.
So watch the tight end. I think, this is a very savvy play by the tight end. 88, we knew was going to be a pretty good blocker. I think he should be leaned on. But if you just watch the way he sets up the end for the kickout block, this is what a veteran player does. He understands his role, puts his hands on him, make the guy slow down, allow himself to get kicked back. But if you run it back real quick, this is one where I think Durham could be a little bit more patient. You're going to have 10 come in on the really ends up playing fullback. He's going to be the lead blocker. If he follows the block a little bit, it kind of opens up and he could have walked into the end zone. The kick out right here. You see the hole. If you go back, I'll try to tell you when to stop. It was really well blocked. He just kind of cut back left a little bit earlier. Now, he takes one cut too soon before he walks into the end zone. It's one of those where, look, and I understand we've struggled a little bit in the run game the first 3 games. Things haven't happened as quickly, so where his eyes are changing. But this is one of those plays. It's a good 5-yard run, but it was designed correctly. If he was a little bit more patient, he walks into the end zone on this one.
Here's a wide view.
And you see it part right as he takes the cut.
We're brought to you by Cina in downtown Hammond, the heart of downtown Hammond, an upscale Italian restaurant serving traditional dishes in contemporary fashion, inspired by an abundance of fresh local produce and in the ways of old. Cina, creating a unique dining experience. Their goal is to use local ingredients and delicious recipes to create an exceptional dining experience while also providing a fresh and inclusive atmosphere that can be enjoyed by everyone. Cina in the heart of downtown Hammond. The second play is a third down and 3 for Southeastern at their own 32-yard line, and LSU's going to do a good job of stuffing this.
Yeah, I mean, this is what makes me excited about this defense. Everybody reads and reacts, flies to the ball. You're going to see Butler make a good play right here. 12 on the other, or 16 on the other side. I think it's Bro. I mean, the way they just shedding tackles, throwing guys off, getting to the backfield. It's fun defense to watch. Watch 12, the way he throws them. Watch 16. You got 19 on the outside. Everybody plays their job. Backers flow. There's nowhere for these guys to go. 16 takes on the double team. 12 sheds. 19 sheds. These guys are just playing fast, playing aggressive, and it makes it tough on any offensive line.
Bro ends up going right through that double team.
I mean, there's 4 guys at the point of attack, and it's a 2-yard loss. This is another week we don't have a lot of defensive plays because they've been doing
you saw a lot of that. We showed it to you. That's where it is. All right. This next play is a sack by Caleb Proctor on Garrett Nussmeier. It's a 1st and 10 at the Southeastern 34-yard line for LSU. This is late in the first quarter. And LSU had some problems dealing with what was essentially the same stunt most of the night for Southeastern.
Yeah, Southeastern runs a lot of twist games with the ends and tackles. They felt very comfortable in it. They decided to run it pretty much all night. And it's frustrating. Like, beat me one time, that's okay. I understand it. But beat me again and again. This is something that the tackles and the guards got to feel out. They got to, trust each other, know where your help is, and then, read and react.
Set me up for what we're going to see here.
What you're going to see right here is you're going to see a stutter game with the end. The tackle's going to loop out. The end's going to come back around, where the tackle's eyes stay on the end, and they really get a big gap here where Proctor shoots the seam and makes a sack. You're too late to the game at that point. I mean, what a tackle's supposed to do is look what your eyes feel with your hands. And what I say by that is 75 right here, his left arm with a wide technique, he should have always been feeling that guy out, understanding where he is. He's providing help till he needs to. What that allows you to do is when they play these stunt games and these twists, you're feeling him already. So by your hand, you're feeling the tackle, looking at the end. And that way when the end loops, you already know where the tackle is. You come right back to it. You already feel him. What he does right here is his eyes stay on the end. And as he loops, he gets clamped. He can't get his left arm out and gets pressure and ends up shooting a gap. So if you go back, like this is key, and this is what's frustrating right here. His first instinct with his left arm should be stabbing. He should be feeling with his hands, with his eyes out. You can always take your hand off to replace on the end, but you can't lose sight of him. If you don't have your eyes on him, you got to feel him. And he doesn't feel the guy. So this way, his arms are here. He's playing the DN the whole time. So when that tackle gets on him, I mean, he's clamped down. He has no arm strength. He can't get his arms on him, and he makes the play.
Weston Davis has had his problems. So this is his first year as a starter.
Watch the left side.
Okay.
Same stunt. Watch 78 and 71. Watch the way they pass this off. That's how it should be done. They feel it. They played it right on the left side. 78 and 71, they pass these two guys off. Same exact stunt. They feel it. They get help. The other side, I mean, it's just to compare and contrast, they're doing the same thing on both sides.
This is a really good view of the exact same stunt. They do it right on one side, and they do it incorrectly on the other side.
Look, like I said, do it one time, okay, you surprise me. But if I'm getting coached on that sideline, hey, feel with your inside arm. Keep your hand on him. Know where he's at. You're going to see I ran back-to-back plays on this. The next play, it's the same thing.
And we'll show you that play after we tell you that we're brought to you by Capital Area USSSA in the Baton Rouge area, hosting events for all skill levels. USSSA hosts league play and into rec all-star divisions, along with AA, AAA, and Major League state and national events. Exciting events lined up for the rest of this fall and into next spring. For more information, contact Lane Petrie at 225-771-9095, 225-771-9095, Capital Area USSSA baseball.
I'm sure we'll be out there playing some U-Trip tournaments here pretty soon.
You still coaching flag football for right now, so but as soon as we're,
if you watch our show on Friday, and I'm upset, it's because I'm here doing this show instead of coaching tonight.
We appreciate your sacrifice here. Okay, this next play is Garrett Nussmeier pass to Caden Durham for an 8-yard gain. This is a 3rd down and 19.
Yeah, so the last thing you want to see is a check down on 3rd and 19 unless you're getting into a field goal position.
Well, it ended up being a situation where they went for it on 4th down. But let's watch this play, and you're going to show us the same stunt.
It's similar, and this is what Southeastern did all night. And when I went to break down this film, I'm like, man, they didn't really get multiple with their stunts inside, but it was something that was working for them all night long, and something we never passed off well.
Nussmeier again forced to his right for that stunt that's looping from the.
If you've noticed, he's been forced to his right all year long. I mean, this is where we're having the issues. This is very same. If you hit pause right here, same situation. You got a wide, that's 5. We call it a 7. If I was a tight end, we'd call it 9. But right here, in pass protection, feel with your inside arm, get a deep kickback, and know where he's at, so you can pass him off. It's another one. He's solely focused on the end, doesn't get there. I think, what's 56 name is it?
Thompson.
Thompson tries to pass it off, but he has no help, and we get pressure in the gap. Never chase. You can't chase.
I'm sorry, Davis hasn't blocked anybody in either one of these plays.
Yeah. And it's frustrating because these are 2 or 3 plays apart.
All right.
This stunt gets you one time, it can't get you the second time 2 plays down the road. And it starts with technique. Look at him. I mean, he looks frustrated. He seems frustrated, but he's got to understand this is technique. Left arm up, feel him to pass it off.
And again, they ran the same thing on the left side, and
it passed off well.
They picked it up. That's rough. All right, this next one it's the next play. This is 4th down and 11. And LSU decides to go for it here. They bypass what would have been about a 52, 53-yard field goal in exchange for this. And this pass had some mustard on it. When he made this pass, I thought to myself, this is early in the second quarter, I thought to myself, okay, he's fine.
Yeah.
When I watched this.
And this is a great design. It's a smash concept on the right. You're going to have the tight end running a little hook where it looks like he's going to run a corner. He kind of stems him outside, bends it back across the middle, makes a great play. But, I was sitting on the couch watching this. I'm like, that's a frustration call. He was mad about the first series, getting the 3 and out. Coming back here, they're getting on another 3rd and long, make it back. 4th and 11, he's like, we got to go for it here. Same stunt, if you notice, the same exact stunt.
We're going to watch it from the end zone play. But that ball's got some. Okay, so we're watching. Now the 5 is actually inside the guard at this point. Yeah,
like the alignment right here saves him because he doesn't get the same depth, doesn't cause the pressure here. It allows the end who's looping, a lot more time for him to get his eyes on the tackle.
And Moore ends up picking him up. The center,
but it is a technique issue with me. He's not using his inside arm.
All right, so is this better at least? I mean, he didn't get sacked at least.
It's better just the way his positioning. If you see his feet, he had his outside foot where he could play the inside rush move, but I still want to see his arm feeling until you need to use it.
And he's got long arms. That's why everybody likes him as a tackle. He's probably about 6'6", 6'7".
I can say pre-alignment right here. There's nothing in my mind that's going to want me to feel with my left arm, but when you've seen it 3 of the last 5 rushes in past situations, you start to got to look for it. But you see it from the wide view. I really like the stem from Thomas right here. What they're looking at right here, you're going to have the tight end run a little flat route, stop right here, which is traditional smash. You're going to have a short route, corner over the top, make a decision. But what he does, he gets out, Thompson comes up, he stems him vertical to where the safety has to still respect the corner and then breaks it across his face. It doesn't look like much, but that sudden move vertical holds the safety deep. It's
everything, and it was also a really nice throw by the quarterback who is he completely healthy? Is everything really at that point?
Yeah.
That was the first throw. I said, okay.
There's multiple throws in this game, and I think I was, I tell y'all every time, Saturday night, I'm more of a fan. I'm a little bit more brash. But when you go back and watch this, he put a lot of mustard on the ball, threw it hard, put the ball in places that, you have to have full strength to get to.
See, as a fan on Saturday night, you're mad. You walk in here mad every week. Yeah. And then on Monday, you're completely calm and ready to go.
Got to watch the film.
We're brought to you by Dependable Storage with 8 locations across Louisiana and 1 in Gulfport, Mississippi. They'll match any competitor's pricing with convenient online rentals and payments and free use of their moving truck for new rental move-ins. Clean, secure, and conveniently located facilities. Check out the website, dependablestorage.com, for locations, pricing, and rentals. Like Skip Burtman always says, at Dependable Storage, we want your stuff. This next play was one that it certainly caught everybody's attention. This is the longest run of Garrett Nussmeier's LSU career. 26-yard gain on 3rd down and 11. And look, everybody... He's gesturing to the crowd. Everybody's in on the joke, if you will. Okay, hey, look, he finally ran. You were all happy about this on Saturday night, and then now you come back today and you're like, well, that's great, but he had 2 receivers open.
Yeah, I made a note to put this on there regardless. I was just happy to see him get out the pocket, scramble, make a play with his feet, and then I go back and watch it. I'm like, God dang it, you should have hit the touchdown.
All right, let's watch it from the side view first.
And it's tough to see here. You'll see it, but you see Aaron Anderson running down the middle.
Look at all this run.
Open. Watch him start dancing. I don't see, I'd like to if he could have cut it back in there a little bit. I can critique a little bit things.
Okay, I'm going to stop this when he gets back to his drop.
Right here, you got the ends
okay, we're
crashing.
gonna need the wide view first. Or wide view next, excuse me.
I mean, he had plenty of options to throw this one. He might have just saw the green grass and said, "Let me show everybody I can run."
There's nothing wrong with a 26-yard gain on 3rd down and 11. All right, tell me what coverage we're looking at here.
Right here, they're going to show too high. They're playing a little bit of zone underneath. What you're going to get though, these backers are going to carry, and they're going to turn their back to the running back, or they're going to turn their back to the quarterback, which allows him to sneak out there and make the big run. But when you watch this, you're going to get a looper on the outside. I think, I know Garrett Nussmeier has the arm. He can hit 10 on this play. He can hit 1 on this play, or he can hit 0 on this play. When the play really develops, there's multiple options.
He's going to be really aggravated with you critiquing his 26-yard run, but here goes.
He's going to be aggravated with himself. He'd gone over 300 with another touchdown right here. Watch one. He's already leaning out here. He's about to break it across the middle. He's looking. If I'm Nussmeier, I think he wants to throw to 10 right here. He's got the safety with his back turned to him. He can throw it over that back shoulder, hit the tight end, which would have been a tougher throw, great play. It's there. But my initial reaction is play it another click. I'm hitting Aaron Anderson with nobody across the middle of the field.
Oh, wow.
Wide open. I don't know. Like, this is one for me. Aaron Anderson's his guy. That's the guy he wants to hit.
Wow, is he open? Good night.
Yeah, and he didn't have pressure at the point.
He could have lobbed that ball to the center of the end zone, let Anderson run under
that's the one that's a little bit frustrating to me. Regardless, he's breaking out. You got your outbreaker. You got your tight end who's got a guy beat. And you got Aaron Anderson who doesn't have anybody within 10 yards.
Okay, now I wish he hadn't tucked it and run.
See what I'm saying? Like, I was excited about the run.
I believed you.
That's another 40 yards and a touchdown if he lets it go. Then right here, watch. His guys are going to block. Watch Brown get a big block right here. Thomas going to get another block. Cut it inside and go get the touchdown.
You want to watch this again or no?
I can. And I get past my angry part right here. Right there. That's clean pocket, feet settled. For the life, man. I don't know why he does
see him?
He's looking left. Like I said, I think he wants to hit 10, Bauer sharp, which I'm still don't understand. He's confident enough to make that throw. That's open. But his second read, he's got to come back to the backside, and nobody's covering Anderson.
He's thinking run first all the time, right?
Yeah. But right here, get a little bit, get confident, let your boy block right here and cut it inside. Now, don't want to take the contact.
Dealing with a torso injury here, Rich. You don't want to hurt the quarterback. Yes, he is healthy now. We're brought to you by Bayou Apparel. If you need anything LSU, go to everythinglsu.com. Made by locals and shipping from Baton Rouge. One of a few local LSU official licensees. High-quality products to showcase your brand, whether it's an established one or a new one. Bayou Apparel design experts can help you create eye-catching designs that fit your company's message. You want to get outfitted for the game? Do it at Bayou Apparel. Go to everythinglsu.com. All right, this next play is a run from Juwan Johnson for a touchdown. This is 1st and goal, I believe, from the 10-yard line. And Juwan Johnson turned some heads the other night. He had a very nice night rushing the football.
He's got balance. He's got vision. I mean, this play, I'm going to say, I think if he's a little bit more patient, a little bit more comfortable, he gets in there a little bit easier. But the tackles he breaks and the balance to stay upright is pretty impressive.
Just watch first from the side. Nice cut. Keeps his feet. Gets in the end zone. This guy had more yards than anybody in the history of Louisiana high school football, so there's a reason for that. It's not like he's not comfortable with the ball in his hands. What are we looking at up front here?
What you're going to see is the tight end's going to motion in right here. Brian Kelly hinted to it a while back when somebody asked him if he had a fullback on the roster. He said, well, look at the NFL. They use tight ends. And that's what he's doing a lot right here. We're going to get the tight end back in. He's going to lead block up on the linebacker. And it's a really good, well-blocked scheme.
You ever get to line up in the backfield? You were a tight end.
Not very often. Every time I did it, it was a backside cutoff.
Les didn't trust you, man? Come on.
We had more of a traditional power game. We had Sean Jordan and Quinn Johnson. I wouldn't have put me back there either.
Yeah, you're right. Those are some large fellas. From backyard shed to the top of the game, more than just a baseball bat company. Marucci, legacy built on passion and precision. 2 decades of crafting the finest wood, metal, and leather in the sport. We're here to help you run the game at MarucciSports.com. Don't forget the Hitter's House at 5801 Segan Lane, 1801 Airline Drive in Metairie. Members get 24/7 access to the members-only cages, bullpen cage reservation opportunities, and a 15% discount at the rental store. Go to MarucciSports.com. All right, next play. This is a rush for no gain for Southeastern on what is a 1st and 10. This is after the kickoff. This is at their own 25-yard line.
And this is me reaching to put defensive plays in here. But what I loved about this play, if you watched Goodwin plays with great technique. He sheds on the inside, splits the block, and makes a hell of a play in the backfield. And it's a unique design, too. You'll see from here. Like, Pyburn's going to come back in and play like a linebacker blitzing. He's playing off the ball, standing up, but Goodwin fights to the inside. Weeks fills the gap, stops the run, forces the cutback, and Goodwin's right there. I love what Goodwin does with his hands right here. And you probably see it better from the tight view. But Goodwin is just violent with his hands right there and gets vertical.
He's making enough plays. You're going to have to call him Gooden.
Good. Oh.
Gooden. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I'm still learning.
All right.
I bet you
anything else
him,
with that? I mean, this is just.
I bet you I call him Gooden the rest of the year.
Yeah. They just,
He's violent with his hands. He gets in there. This is a Kyle Williams defensive tackle. I mean, that's Kyle Williams play written all over it.
All right, this next play is a Garrett Nussmeier touchdown pass to Bauer Sharp. This is early in the third quarter. 2nd and 6 from the Southeastern 23-yard line.
Well, I got to put the tight end touchdowns in there. And if you pause right here, there was a play I wanted to show that we didn't get where we run the same formation with the 2 tight ends playing the wing back, and we do a little bit more crossing where they're blocking like a tight end in the wing, but also a fullback motioning in and lead blocking. But this is one that it's 2 plays later past the run play. We line up the same way. You're going to see a pulling guard, which I think is very crafty by the tight end. The guard's going to pull, which sells the linebackers. They're going to flow. The tight end steps up, picks the guards man, and it allows the tight end to get behind the linebackers. You don't see this blocking style. Like, I haven't seen it where you're playing the wing and replacing for the guard. I think Bauer Sharp just wanted to hurdle someone tonight. I think he tried it 3 or 4 times.
It was a nice attempt.
So watch Cullen Eccles pull, and when he pulls, I mean, linebackers are taught to read guards and backs, and when they see the guards pull, it's a typical indicator. It's a running play. You see some, but I mean, this is a pull set. They had this formation earlier in the game, made a nice run with Juwan Johnson. They come back to it, run play action off of it, and the linebackers flow straight down to the ball. Watch 0 and 43. They're all in. And this is why a run game is so important. You've got to make linebackers pull. You've got to get people moving.
This is terrific, and this is wide open. I'm going to ask you what else they might be able to do out of this formation, because I got a feeling we're going to see some more of this. And when you get into conference play, you're going to be able to do some multiple things out this formation.
What you've seen is the linebacker, or one of the tight ends come in motion, ends up playing like a fullback with a lead blocker, puts an extra back in the backfield. You can get backside cutoffs. You can do reach zone plays out of here with a cutoff. There's a lot of – this is a run-heavy formation, which makes this pass play so good.
Watch it one more time.
Watch the backers. I mean, they were 100% sold on the run.
You see the guard pull? Okay. You explained it very well right there. We're brought to you by Town Square Pizza on North Boulevard in Baton Rouge, downtown Baton Rouge. For pickup or delivery, and catering is available. If you're coming in for LSU games, they're open until 8 o'clock Monday through Saturday. If you're working downtown, they work with really unmatched speed. You get a delicious personalized pizza, and you're going to be able to get it in a hurry if you only have a limited amount of time for lunch working downtown. This Sunday, September the 28th, is National Drink Beer Day. You can try some of their craft brews at Town Square Pizza on North Boulevard in Baton Rouge, downtown Baton Rouge. Okay, the final play we're going to look at, this is Michael Van Buren, who played most of the second half. This is a first down play where he passes to Kyle Parker for a touchdown.
This is a great effort by Kyle Parker, great route. Blocking's pretty solid. You're going to see some of the young linemen in here. You want to see a little bit better technique from the center, which he allows a little bit of pressure. But look, anybody, I've been a Van Buren fan. I watched him at Mississippi State last year. He's a guy that I got a lot of hope for, and I think he's a guy that can get it done. I mean, he's a guy I feel comfortable going into next year, bringing in a little bit of competition. But
let me tell you what I like about this before we even watch the play. There's 8.5 minutes to go in the game. LSU I don't even know what the score was at this point. Out 49-7.
Yeah.
Okay. They're still running the offense.
Yeah.
There were so many times years ago.
You put the backup in and you run a dive.
God bless. I mean, Les was famous for that. Okay, I'm sorry.
As backups and young guys, you're supposed to get excited about playing. Most guys would get pissed off because they're like, we're going to go in and run dive 5 times in a row and punt it.
Yeah, you're not – look, if you got to play these games, and nobody's wild about these games, but if you got to play them, use them as a teaching moment.
Let the young guys run the offense.
Let them play, and, you're not run – Frank Selfo is a veteran coach. I mean, he's been around. He understands what's going on. He even said after the game, he said, I hope they win the national championship. This is not running up the score. Yeah. They are trying to get something accomplished that will help them down the line.
Look, everybody in here, for the most part, I'm pretty sure is a backup. Let the backups run the offense. You got 77 at left tackle. I think is that Kern playing right tackle?
Kern is playing right tackle. Yeah.
You got Kyle Parker in. You got Jelani Watkins in. Like, these aren't our guys, and I'm 100% with you. The reason you want to get – I'm happy for these guys. It doesn't happen where you have a coach let you run your offense when you're up big. A lot of the time, they're just trying to run clock.
You may need these guys.
100%.
You're one injury away in several of these positions. Let's watch it from the side view.
I just like the effort by Kyle Parker. He's a big effort guy. Every time he gets into the game, this goes back to his true freshman year. He's a guy that blocks really well. He gets after it. I think everybody does a pretty good job, other than the center right here. 74 struggles. Mm-hmm. Look, if you run it back, he's got to understand right here, you got a shade on the inside. You have to, what I talked about earlier, help with your inside arm, look with your eyes. He's got to understand the help where help's needed.
Gus, he hadn't played a whole lot at this point, but they've got a situation this week where DJ Chester's going to miss the first half because of the targeting call, and so somebody's got to be a backup center if something happens to Moore. Maybe Augustus is what Brian Kelly said today, but Cohen Eccles also took snaps back in August, so I'm sure that they'll get him some reps this week. All right, what kind of coverage is he looking at here?
They played too high all night long. They played a lot of zone. We had to beat him across the middle, which we did. I think Zion Thomas did pretty well going across the middle. You saw the tight end, the touchdown by the tight end. But this is a jig route by 12. He sets him up really good. He settles down, shakes outside, comes back inside, and gets wide open.
Right.
That's a tough finish by the wide receiver, and that's what you love to see.
Van Buren had some big games last year. The one that I would point out the most is Mississippi State, who was not good last year. They were 0 in the conference, but they went to Athens and lost 41-31 on a game that was in doubt well into the fourth quarter. I mean, Georgia won the game 41-31, but Mississippi State was very competitive, which what was a Georgia team that made the end up winning the conference. Van Buren threw for over 300 yards in that game. Yeah. He threw, I want to say it was 2 touchdown passes, but that was not garbage time yards, okay? They didn't go get blown out at Georgia. He had 280 yards in the Egg Bowl game that's near and dear to your heart. Now, they lost that game too, obviously, but he had some really nice game. I think he threw for over 300 yards at Arkansas, or against Arkansas.
300 against Texas, I believe, and that was a blowout.
Texas. I'm trying to remember the Texas game. I know Arkansas, Ole Miss, and the Georgia game was the one that stood out to me. Yeah. It's like, hang on, they were competitive in that game.
I remember when the Mississippi State quarterback got hurt, which I can't remember, isn't it? Shapen? Blake
Shapen.
He comes in, and look, I was really impressed with the guy. And when we got him in the transfer portal, I was shocked because I thought he had a chance to beat Shapen out at Mississippi State.
Well, they may need him at some point, and I'm happy he'll have a chance next year to be. I think that's what he came here. He said, "Look, it's hard to take a starter off of some team," and he was a starter. Say, "Come here, you have no chance to win this job." I mean, they told him that up front. Yeah. Nussmeier's our quarterback. It doesn't matter how good you play or how bad he plays in August. He's our guy. He knew that coming in. He said, "Yeah, I'll come. I'll sit. I'll learn the system. I want a chance to compete in 26. And so we're going to get a chance to see him a little bit.
Man, look, if you could think about that in this day and age of, recruiting quarterbacks that leave after a year if they don't get the starting job. You went and got a starter that agreed to be a backup hoping for the next year.
Not a very easy ask. Speaking of quarterback, I don't want to say issues, but quarterback situations up at Ole Miss. You've seen both of these quarterbacks now. We've seen Austin Simmons. We've seen Trinidad Chambliss. I'm of the opinion that Mr. Chambliss is better than Mr. Simmons at this point. He's got more touch on the ball. He's at least as good, if not a better runner, and he's put up really good numbers. I don't know if Austin Simmons is going to be healthy enough to play Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't know if he will play if he is healthy enough. Trinidad Chambliss he's a good player, and he's transfer in, he's a senior transfer, but he played 25 games at Ferris State, which is in Michigan. Okay, whatever. They were the Division II, not 1AA, Division II national champions. This guy's played a good bit of football. Yeah, and I mean, I realize it's not Southeastern Conference football, but he has not looked out of place at all.
Look, Tulane's a good football team, and I think he threw for over 300, rushed for 112. He's a dangerous guy. I think before I watched last week, I would have said that LSU had the best backup quarterback in the conference. I don't know if Shapen is considered a backup anymore, and he's damn good.
Chambliss. Yeah. He's got plenty game.
Yeah.
And LSU's had problems with running quarterbacks in the past, so we'll see that. Looking forward to a great game in Oxford next week. We'll be able to break down that film. Hopefully, a win. For Richard Dixon, I'm Charles Hanagriff, and this has been this week's edition of the Hannacast.